Hello there, lovely people. It's Alex from Nintendo Life here, and today we're going to be...
I think we're a bit too far away.
Yeah, do you want to try and get a bit closer?
Let's try. Let's get a bit closer, yeah.
Okay.
Hello there, lovely people. It's Alex from Nintendo Life here, and you can stop giggling. Look, it's the three of us all here. We're here. Can you guess where we are? We're in Manchester, basically, and we're here for a staff day. But you know, it's very rare that we get to all be in the same shot without digital manipulation. So
yeah, none of this is rendered in CG. This is we are all real.
No AI.
Flesh and blood people.
No AI. But we are here to talk about the ending of Tears of the Kingdom because
it's finally time.
Like it's finally time. We've finally. I did it like a week ago.
I mean, I think it's. I mean, the game's only been out for what? Not only, but it's been like 3 months now, maybe 4.
Something like that, yeah.
And some people rush to get it done. I was kind of in that boat where I was like afraid to get spoiled and stuff.
And you only did it like 2 weeks ago.
Well, I mean, time flies. I think it's been about a month now. But Felix, you were the first, right?
Yeah, you charged ahead. You did it before the game was out.
No.
That's a lie.
If anyone is afraid of spoilers,
not at all.
If anyone is afraid of spoilers, once again,
I mean, it should be clear from the title, but just to be certain, this is going to be rife with them. I did get a spoiler that is significant towards the end of the game, but it turned out, and this was before the game came out when there were all those leaks.
Oh yeah.
And it was when I was doing a Breath of the Wild live stream, I think.
Oh no. Okay.
And oh no. But thankfully, they got it wrong, so it was still a surprise for me. They said that Link turned into a dragon. He's like the only character that doesn't.
Every other character.
Oh my god!
DLC. Link turns into a dragon.
Sort of when they started talking about the draconification and everything, and eating the sacred bean or whatever it's called, and
of course it is.
The light dragon. I was thinking, I bet that's Zelda. I bet that's Zelda. And then as it went on, I was like, nah, it's not going to be Zelda. I reckon it's going to be Sonya. And lo and behold, it.
Felix, were you saying that you did see the dragon before, like, you encountered those cutscenes and those story beats?
Yeah, you can. It literally when you.
I never did.
When you're diving down, you see the light dragon.
Why?
Like when the title
really?
card appears. Yeah.
Maybe I was just too focused on the fact that Link had just jumped off a cliff with no safety net or anything.
Must be breezy there. Must be breezy diving down like that. Despite all that build-up and despite learning that Zelda turns into a dragon, spoiler.
She does?
Even then when you get into the fight with Ganondorf, and the Ganondorf fight is great. Really good fun. It was a bit easy for me because I massively over-leveled myself. But then when it came to it and it was like, you defeat Ganondorf and then he's just like, even if I lose all of myself, and I was like, oh, he's gonna do it. Oh, he's gonna do it.
Like it didn't click for you that
it didn't click until the cutscene had already started, and like partway through, and I was like, also he's a big boy, isn't he? He's a big dragon.
How was that segment, that boss fight segment for both of you?
It was great.
Maybe not the end part, but just the Ganondorf.
Oh, the Ganondorf bit. It was a little easy for me, but at the same as in when I got hit, it took off a load of damage. But at the same time, he's a spry little sausage, isn't he? I mean, he really.
When he does that,
he does a flurry rush.
Yeah, I was
like.
That was so cool.
I didn't know if I was going to be able to beat it. I thought the Ganondorf part. I thought I was going to have to go back up into the.
The thing is, when I came
overworld.
in, it was I had 3 hearts left, and I couldn't go out again. So I had to leave, like take a previous save, and then go around, cook stuff, and then come back down, do the whole fight with the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I tried a lot of times to beat Ganon with only 3 hearts, and that was impossible.
Dang.
Sorry, you just reminded me. Can we talk about the fact that Ganondorf can take your heart containers away? It's not even gloom damage. If you get
it wasn't.
hit,
I didn't realize.
If you get hit, well, he does gloom damage, but then he has certain attacks that are so powerful, it just destroys a heart container.
I did not realize that.
Oh, well, apparently I got hit more than you two.
Now that we know that the dragons were humans, I want to know what happens with. I don't even know the other dragons' names. Farouche, maybe, and
Farouche, Dinral, and Nadra.
Yeah.
And then he said Lanayru, but that's a location, Alex.
back when we were talking about like what we want from DLC with Tears of the Kingdom, I think that might be what the direction I would like to go see.
That would be really cool.
I don't know. I mean, I guess they'd have to go back in time or find a way to turn them back into humans. But I guess even so, we still, when we're done with Tears of the Kingdom, the game doesn't save. It gives you the star saying you've completed it. But the world is reverted back to before you've saved it. So
I know loads of people complain about that. I don't mind. I think it's like sort of, everything's happy at the end. It's like, I don't want to play a game where everything's happy, and the whole point of games is the stress and release. If everything's fine,
I think it's
what's the
just
point?
like getting to check up.
What if you couldn't fight Ganondorf again? We wouldn't be able to get footage.
True. I think
It's
it's like
important.
we would like to see how the villages are after you've beaten. Like just, I
Yeah.
know at least when I beat Breath of the Wild, I was really, really sad that it just, it's ended. You don't get,
I'll have to think about it. But like, what is there a certain place that you think you try to go back to first or second or third or
can I
whatever
guess?
from?
I think I know what you're going to say. You go to Tarrytown.
I'd probably go to Terry.
Yeah.
Tarrytown.
How come? What
Because everyone loves Tarrytown. What are you talking about?
I don't like Hatena Village. It's just such a nice village.
Hateno's nice, yeah.
Yeah.
Goat
Kakariko's
nuts,
nice
beef
as
and
well,
cheese.
but there's a sort of a slight air of pomp about it. Just it's very slight, but they're just sort of like, oh, we live in a valley. Oh, we're hidden. Oh, we're so special.
Mushrooms are cool. I don't
that's
really
the
like the
thing.
mushroom outfits anymore. It's just too much.
That's Hateno.
I wish we
Oh,
could get
right,
like
sorry.
a proper
Kakariko, yeah.
mushroom outfit in the game. I was really like.
Is there really not
You
one?
get the
Yeah.
No,
the say. I don't
There's
know.
so many outfits.
I don't know how to pronounce the name. Sese, Sese.
I think Sese, but
Is it? Okay.
Jim, care to weigh in?
I always said CC.
I said Sese as
Sir
well.
Francis of Assisi.
Yes.
Ganondorf's great. Don't get me wrong. Dragongorf? We'll call him Dragongorf now. Dragongorf's great.
My favorite boss fight, I think, in years. By the way, I need to throw it out
it was great. It was wonderful to get the duality of it. You know, sort of the human form and the snake form. You know, those are the two things in life, aren't they?
I suppose
Humans
so.
and snakes.
Yeah.
Snakes with little arms.
there. Snakes with little arms.
Very
Snakes
small
with little
arms.
arms. Some snakes have tiny vestigial claws. Anyway, what about the lead up to the fight? When you're going into the depths, you go really
pretty
deep
good.
down. I loved it.
Did you?
It went so much further than I thought because I hadn't been down there. Well, I'd been down there a little bit before.
Oh, like the whole. I went there at some point and then Gloomhands appeared. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go there. And
I love the second room, Lionel, and it's like they're not.
I
they're
just
not
used
kidding
my
around.
ancient arrow on it. And
Oh, this guy.
Oh, you did, yeah.
Arrow. I think I used ancient arrows on a Savage Lionel there against Dragondorf.
I still haven't used a single one. I think I have two.
I had like
and
one
I'm
I
gonna
was just
keep them that
saving
way.
for that Lionel because I remember I went to that room and there was a Lionel. I just speed right past it and then Gloomhands appeared and like, I'm not supposed to be here.
I think I dropped it in like 40 seconds.
Oh my gosh.
But I was ridiculously overpowered by that point.
Yeah.
I got so many weapons because obviously I was, I've been playing. I'm on 200 hours now,
Yeah.
so I had,
You had 100
Lionel
hours
weaponry.
more than me.
Yeah, yeah, basically. And then all the previous bosses appeared, and I was like, I want to fight them all at the same time. And then all the other stages were like, we can do it. And I was a little. I get it. It's the way to do it, and
But it
it
would
makes
have
it for a
been-
better game. But I was like, I want to be beaten to within an inch of my life by 5 bosses at once. That's my
at
my dream.
once. Interesting.
I do wonder what happens if you go down there, if you haven't defeated them before. You don't have the sage. Do you have to fight the bosses like you have to do with the blight forms?
Maybe. I mean, right,
Oh.
Someone will tell us in the comments.
Do.
Really?
Oh, Jim! He's doing the comments before the comments are even available.
You have to fight any boss that you haven't already beaten. The sages don't show up. It's crazy. Not that it happened to me, of course.
What?
Alex, you have your own mic. What did you think of after you finish the final boss, after you kill Ganon or whatever happens to him?
The
I
whole thing
suppose?
with like reaching out and
Yeah,
was
like
so
like
cool.
like
I didn't hold the button down, so I slightly ruined the moment. I thought I needed to mash the button, so I started mashing the button, and Link was
Oh,
like,
okay.
whoopsie, and I had to go for it.
Oh, you had to do it. It does kick you off, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, no, naughty. Do it again.
That's cool.
Really?
And I was
I-
getting closer to the ground. I wonder what happens if you don't get to her in time.
I saw a video about it and
Pancake.
it just takes her.
Oh, it just like automatically does it or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so there was no threat at all.
No, it was all an illusion.
Imagine if it was though. Imagine if she did just.
They just and there's like a
Zelda's ever again.
funeral.
What do people think? We've kind of already covered it broadly, but with the Phantom Ganondorfs, because they weren't Phantom Ganons, were they? Like the ones that you fight with all the Gloomhands. The Phantom
Oh.
Ganondorfs
Yeah.
in the final fight. because
Oh, yeah.
I didn't expect that, and then all the stages came out. I think that was actually probably the hardest part for me, just trying to split my attention so much.
Yeah. And it's really, like, you get to fight all these Phantom Gan like one at a time at different locations before, and then they all just show up all of a sudden. And yeah, that was actually really tough, because
Yeah.
you have to manage the sages and also manage, okay, I can't take them all at once. I have to, like, lead some of them here and then take them on, so.
And then what if there's, like, you know, again, if you don't do the sages, if you don't get the sages, is it the same number of Phantom Ganondorfs?
Maybe.
Are you
probably.
there desperately
I
trying to
think
fend them
it's
off
just-
with ancient arrows?
Probably.
This is proper bow technique, by the way.
Yes, you have to fend them all off.
I like you
with
come in
ancient
for the
arrows
mic
by
and then-
yourself.
Thank you, Jim.
Back to you in the studio. Better than Breath of the Wild's boss, final boss?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you think that Zelda was gonna be gone forever? You know?
I thought we wouldn't get her back.
So
So I was a little bit disappointed that, oh, we just saved her. You know, she's just back.
Yeah, I don't know. She spent 1,000 years being a dragon going.
Yeah,
so I think
it's kind of
she's earned
crazy
it.
that she's not, like, gone mad. She's just like, oh, I'm back. Imagine being
you're right.
1,000 years as a dragon.
I forget that we do
Yeah.
have a cutscene at the end there where like we get to see her living in the world again, right? With them. That's right.
Yeah.
That's a really good point though, that she has not just like
1,000 years is a long time.
I think it's more like 10,000 actually, isn't it?
Yeah, it's...
Is it?
Something like that. It's a long old time.
Maybe
I think the
more.
bin men are over there right now. Got bin men on both sides. So, Tears of the Kingdom. It was right, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I quite liked it. Yeah.
I quite liked it as well.
I-
I got
I-
really burned out on it at the end, and I really had to, okay, now I need to finish it. And then the boss fight was really good, but, you know, I was a bit burned out on it. I think it was just too much Zelda.
Yeah. I mean, you played back to back, right? Ocarina of Time and then Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild before that.
yeah.
So I mean, you rightly so. And you know, even saying that out loud now and
I
like
think-
and seeing your face in person,
Yeah.
too, I can see why. You know, maybe you should lay off the Zelda for a while.
I don't know, I think...
Lay off the sauce.
I think the game, like all the locations, even though it was really cool to see the towns and stuff, but all the like major, it was just so much that was the same, which was just not as enjoyable as figuring everything out as the first time in Breath of the Wild.
There
But-
was quite a bit, like Hyrule Field, unrecognizable.
I feel like the main area felt really different because they didn't really do a lot of with it, and that was really different. And then, but there was like the rainforest and stuff. That was just like I've been.
Faron.
Yeah.
Yeah, Faron was largely the
I've
same.
been burned out on it. I will say though, the ending was much better than Breath of the
Oh,
Wild.
God, yeah.
And it was a really, yeah, I took so many screenshots. I have a million screenshots because of like, oh, that big explosion when he dies.
I'm gonna have to DM you and ask you for those because I wanted to. I was playing on in my place where I could have been recording, but I was just like, I don't need to record this. And then
No.
you play it, and I regret not having that moment captured just for my own.
Yeah, I have like 500 screenshots of Tears of the Kingdom. I like taking
I
screenshots.
think, and this is something that I felt for a long time, and now completing it, even though I think that Breath of the Wild was so revolutionary for me and that, you know, I think it was a more impactful experience to begin with. I haven't gone back to it since, but I imagine it would feel like stepping back in time 10 years, because, and that's not an Ocarina of Time joke. That's 7 years. There's,
Isn't it 7?
but it's just like you sort of feel that Tears of the Kingdom, oh, it's a lot of the same, but there's so many little things that just bring it up and elevate it. And Breath of the Wild is a great game. I love it, but I think it is a very bare experience comparatively. And I think it would be good to go back and check it out. And I think in some ways it may be a more pure experience.
I think now since we have Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild won't feel as good because you know, okay, it could have been this, but at the time when it came out, it was just, that was really the best there was.
Yeah.
I mean,
And since I
go on,
hadn't
sorry.
played anything similar to it, it was just like, well, I'm experiencing all this for the first time. It's like taking a bus. The first time it's like, whoa, this is a bus. You can go in a much better bus, but it won't be the same experience because you've already been on a bus.
Like the first time you like.
Even so, I do wonder about Breath of the Wild being this more kind of distilled experience. Is that fair to say that it's not simpler, but I mean, yeah,
It is simpler.
I mean, it is. Yeah, it is
Okay.
simpler.
I guess you're right. But I mean, maybe the reason I fight the simpler ideas because there is still so much going on in Breath of the Wild. But you're right. Comparison's sake, yes,
But
they
the
are.
whole world
They are.
feels like deserted.
Yeah, I mean, it's
But the
almost.
thing is that that was part of Breath of the
Yeah,
Wild's
exactly.
identity. Yeah.
I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I really like that because you're like, just out. Oh, there's some ruins. Oh, there's a
Yeah.
monster camp.
But I wonder if it'll be the sort of thing where like some people like coffee and some people like tea. You know,
Maybe.
Like, it's
Well,
like,
some people like both.
Because like Damien, I was chatting with him, and he said the vehicle building was kind of not really a big thing for him in the game.
No, same.
And it's kind of same for me. Like
I really enjoyed it.
when I built something and really like I loved it, and I set it to auto build and favorited it and used it, you know, here and there. I felt good about it. But getting to the point where I had a vehicle that I was happy with usually took some time, and I just didn't. I wasn't always up for it. But I don't want to say the Fortnite generation, but kids that like love Minecraft and Fortnite, I wonder if this does check that box for them and will make them want to go back to that more. So, and I know we're not really that.
I mean,
we've played Minecraft,
yeah.
but
I've played Minecraft.
yeah. I know we've all done that, you know. But
I've played Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts,
oh, you have, yeah.
which is basically Tears of the Kingdom.
I think that's going to be tough going back to Breath of the Wild. It's not having the abilities of Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
Like not having Fuse, not having Ascend. Like, oh, I'm going to Ascend
Oh
here.
yeah,
Oh,
I
can't.
forget about that.
I wrote off Ascend to begin with. I was like, oh yeah, I can see it being
It's-
a bit handy in
It's
places.
so good.
It's
Tears of the
completely
King-
broken. It's so good.
It
I
has
love
the
it so
caves,
much.
it has the well, like it does so much better.
Yeah, there's so much more going on, and I still don't know what happens. Don't tell me, Jim. You probably know this. What happens when you get all the bubble frogs? I don't know. All the bubble gems.
Oh yeah,
I don't
mean that
know.
is kind of an exciting thing, I suppose. Where
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild.
There's
guy
still
probably-
there's still so much to do. I've done the whole depths. I've
Yeah.
got the weird acorn that you get from doing all the depths.
don't know
It's
what it
literally just some. It's a bit like the Korok.
Yeah?
The Korok turd. Yeah.
That's a shame.
It's just a thing that says you've done it. But to be honest, the reward is doing it.
You don't
I
think it's
enjoyed
just
it.
like a bunch
I'm
of.
such a positive man.
I mean, the overall story is a bit like,
What? Tears of the Kingdom. I like it.
yeah, but they could have they just ignore Breath of the Wild.
Well, and that's
They
the
don't
thing,
mention
though.
the champions really. They don't.
Why does not everybody remember you either? Did the calamity happen?
Some
Were you
remember
this-
you, but not like.
Yeah, quite a few people remember you.
Yeah.
Not like
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild, where you
But
wake
the
up and only the
Korok's like,
Zoras are like,
"Oh."
"You."
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. I suppose you're right. But
The imprisoning war. Secret tears.
I think that's the
Secret
thing.
stones.
Yeah,
I
they,
think that's
they,
the
they
thing
did they did the whole thing like
Imprisoning
4
war.
times.
Secret stones.
So it's
They,
just,
they do it too many times. Yeah, I can understand why. That's a game design foible. I think they could have maybe got around it, but the thing is, it's small potatoes.
and you don't
I mean,
even
the
you don't
sages
see
are the worst part of
the
the game.
faces of like the older. They just
DLC guys. Also, obviously, it's Ruto, Darunia.
Oh yeah, maybe the Guardians are just gonna crawl out of the ground like Mole Mania moles or Diglets.
I mean, that does happen at the end of Tears of the Kingdom. You didn't get all the shrines, did you? Oh, all the Guardians come back, they have a little party, they dance around, and they go, well done, Link.
yeah, that's
Because the Guardians created the Zonai.
Of course.
Oh, now that's
Zonai,
a
a
theory.
Guardian tech.
I'm gonna go take a nap, I think.
But there you have it. I mean, we could potentially sit here for quite a bit longer, but you've had 3 hours sleep. You've had 3 hours sleep.
I wouldn't mention
I
that.
slept sensibly because I knew when to go home. But apart from that, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, then why don't you have a chat about Dancing Guardians in the comments down below. And be sure to check out NintendoLife.com for all sorts of lovely Nintendo-related content. Thank you again for watching. Bye-bye.
This location is like a bit too close.
Yeah, this is better, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little bright.